I mean, it's just such a potent hero. Like, whatever you want to do with him, you can. He has pretty much everything. He has stun, slow, damage amplification, bashes, super high movement speed and mobility.
Yep. He's now 5th most picked at the event and has a 61.5% win rate.
So they have Slada and Disruptor, like you mentioned, Paul.
Yep.
Win rates. Heroes with very, very good win rates.
Yeah. Whereas actually, in regard to Darkseid, very poor win rates right now as well.
And he has been banned a lot, I feel. Like a lot of the games in the first two, I think teams just don't want to be dealing with the pressure that he causes. He forces you to kind of keep supports in your lane, and he just messes with your carry, you know?
Yeah, remember the Fnatic series where, was it Liquid banned the Darkseid against them? Every game, it's basically the same reason. Like MVP can use the Darkseid in that manner, very aggressive. And it's very, very hard for your laning phase if you don't have good supports, especially to deal with it.
Yeah. 8th most picked hero at the event, 37.5% win rate. Darkseid.
That's a big drop.
It's a big drop off. Yeah, Earth Spirit obviously in the top 10 as well, 54% win rate. So a little bit more successful. We've seen quite a few successful plays with Earth Spirit this particular.
Yeah. I like that they picked the Earth Spirit and the Darkseid right away, though, just because you're kind of you put it out there right away. You know, Earth Spirit can dual lane with the Darkseid, and then they can pick around it, and they can make him have a lot of other different situations for him to excel.
On top of that, Earth Spirit can also rotate middle, even with an Iron Shell on. You could just TP middle, roll on him, he's instantly dead because of that Iron Shell bonus damage as well. There's so many combos you can do.
Yeah, we'll see a DP here for sure. Like either one of these teams, if it's not bad, like DP is very likely to get picked by both teams here.
Are you surprised we haven't seen the Beastmaster come out?
A little. Like the hero seems to be like
falling off
a lot. Like only a few teams can use him very well. Like especially like NEWBEE.
NEWBEE
and Liquid are two of the best teams at the hero. The hero is so strong, but not everyone seems to be able to fully utilize the hero.
Yeah, it's still the most banned or picked hero at the event by some distance as well, 80 in all against the Lifestealers 68.
Wow. They banned the Lycan again, so that fear factor.
At Forked Winter, what do you guys think about DP Oracle right now for LGD? I would really like it. It also counters their double aggression. They could always protect middle with the Oracle.
The Darkseid is gonna
The Darkseid is going to suffer, He will have to go jungle right away. They have the Oracle to save the DP. They have Slada as well as DP for the physical damage, as well as the push.
It's always an interesting choice, it's very, of course, obviously,
and you guys
good versus Darkseid.
Mentioned that MVP doesn't really pick the DP like before this. Like one of you actually said that
it doesn't fit QO at all.
Yeah, they don't pick it at all.
He doesn't like to play like that.
But isn't it so dangerous now? Slada's on your opposing team and they might go for DP.
Slada plus DP is so dangerous. You put that amp on someone, he dies in 1 second. You go for the AA though.
Go for the burst, the damage burst, team fight.
For Enchantress.
Enchantress.
That is a swap up.
Yeah, they are really swapping up like the way they are playing. Like LGD is playing much more like fast paced. They are playing much more early game. Like we mentioned, they are adapting against their opponents. This is not the old LGD anymore, Paul, where they just focus on doing their own plan. They have their team fight. This LGD is actually adapting towards their enemies.
A week ago, you would have never ever seen that from them. They would just pick team fight control and late game and just wait it out. Now they actually want to take the aggression to MVP.
Yeah, AA is like not a very good support against the creeps of Enchantress early.
Yeah, Enchantress can do some pretty free roam, and also like they don't really have anything to save people. It's like the Darkseid is going to have to be there if they really want to save anybody.
This lane will be very dangerous though. Slada plus Ench. Like you just see the AA. Slada is level 2. You sprint and you stun. You set up the creeps of Enchantress, and AA is dead.
Yeah,
he's going to have a tough time.
Maybe MVP did expect something like DP plus the hero can save her, because then the AA pick would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's true.
So I think also LGD, like picking the Enchantress, they could be setting up to go for, like we've been talking about, a little bit more of a greedy mid laner on maybe. So potentially the Invoker it adds a lot of team fight to them, and MVP decides to take it for themselves. So that could be a bit of a deny pick as well.
They usually run a Quas Wax Invoker on MP.
MP.
And then a hard carry over on QO.
Slada plus Invoker was something that they ran a lot. But in this case,
it is really good.
Maybe they have to go for something like a jug. They need stronger lanes though.
You mean LGD, right?
Yeah, for MVP, for their last pick as well.
Oh, you mean for MVP last pick carry?
Yeah, they've been picking. It actually fits pretty well with the Darkseid as well. They used to pick the Spectre with the Quaswex Invoker quite a lot, but it's been kind of falling a lot out of favor in this tournament.
This game might be tough though for the Spectre because of the Slada Ench possibility, and you have AA as your lane support, and Earth Spirit might be roaming, so the lane might be vulnerable to the Enchantress.
Yeah, absolutely.
I agree it might be tough, but at the same time, Earth Spirit and Darkseer can really dismantle the other safe lane as well. Like aggressive will have a really hard time if Enchantress actually wants to stay on the off lane.
So what do you think is the best carry for that? Gyro? Like
I think for them, like Jug is not that good against AA.
how about Gyro against that lane? Do you think you'll be able to farm?
Like it's very hard when two heroes with massive HP pull run at you. You use your Rocket Barrage, it just doesn't do much.
I personally don't even really like Gyro at all right now in this tournament. It just feels like people are playing so well around it. He doesn't seem to have a place in this game or in this tournament.
Going for the Quap middle.
Oh, Quap Invoker, classic matchup.
The Quap middle against Invoker is really, really classic because you can put on so much aggression, especially if you have a roaming support there. You can really kill them very easily. Although it's very risky too if you blink on them and then an Earth Spirit rolls on you, then you die instantly as well.
I like that though. It leaves them. It makes it a safe pick for the mid lane, and Earth Spirit can't really rotate. Can't gank that like easily at all, unless they have like level 3 on the Earth Spirit and he goes to opt for a silence and they have the Tornado in the combo, because then he can, obviously combo up his spells very easily.
You probably might want to go for a second, your level 2, you might want to go for silence right away.
Maybe
if you want to kill, like you just roll in and silence him plus a cold snap, since it's like Crosswax Invoker, most likely.
Something we have seen a lot from aggressive as well is the safe lane QOP. It's not completely out of the question, but
oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like, is it really that good against Earth Spirit and Darkseer? Like, I feel they can still just like run at you. And then if you blink away, he can still roll after you as well.
He can definitely still roll after you, but you've played carry in the short lane. Like playing versus Darkseer Iron Shell as a melee carry can be very frustrating, and that can be one way to avoid it if they want to do it. But they're leaving their options open.
But what other good picks, if they do that, what other heroes can they go run mid? Like to run that dual core lineup?
Ember is banned for maybe.
I mean, there's still the Windrunner and Death Starter.
Viper again?
Viper again.
But against AA, you don't want to do it against AA generally because
not so good
Viper against AA is not good.
You can't go mech and you just get bursted.
Alchemist, but it's horrible versus AAs, and they banned it anyway. Yeah.
Void ban. Like, what could they pick? Like Slark
your
is
hero,
also banned.
dude. Your hero. There's Darkseer and Invoker.
You think it's anti-mage time? I mean, it's not bad here.
Look at their heroes, dude.
Anti-mage.
Look at their heroes.
Dude, I would love it.
It might happen.
I'm not gonna say they will do it because I've never seen aggressive play it.
Are you gonna do a victory dance?
I will.
If it does come out. It would be really unexpected.
Oh shit!
And they did it! Yes!
I told you!
Oh my god, I can't believe it. And they do go for the Spectre as well, so on point.
We have the full house. The
well,
anti-mage
let's do it.
Back.
LGD won, guys.
Yeah, you're biased.
Back. Okay.
Please ask them.
Very quickly, folks, which way is the draft gone?
I like MVP's draft, but I'm going to have to go with LGD. I think this anti-mage pick is just, it really fits so well versus MVP's draft.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Sorry, guys.
Winter?
I hate him. MVP.
LGD.
You were not supposed to say that.
I don't care.
Oh my goodness. We're going to leave them arguing between them over Black's anti-mage. He was, of course, one of the best anti-mage players of all time. Let's head back to our commentary team for Game 2. Toby1 and Wagger.
Thanks, Fred. There's a lot of hatred over on the panel, but here it's all about the love, Wagga.
It is.
You're a lover of anti-mage yourself.
I am. Yeah.
I'm with Black. You coined the dual mid lane with the anti-mage.
That was a different day. That was a different day. I think I really love what LGD are doing here. I think they're going to take this one.
Well, we're going to find out. Game number 2 starts now.
MVP Phoenix versus LGD.
So into the game we go. Game number 2, LGD versus MVP. LGD 1 win away from facing up against Team Liquid. Or if MVP can fight back, force into a decider, maybe they can get a rematch of that upper bracket quarter-final match where MVP was able to crush Team Liquid. Will there be a rematch? Will we have a Game 3?
We will see. I don't think that there will be. I think LGD is just... I predict them as a top 4 for this tournament, and they're looking in shape right now. MVP, I love them. Every tournament they play, they bring some of the most exciting Dota that you've ever seen. But they're up against a very, very organized and strong team.
I'm actually really happy to see MVP running the hero like a Spectre again. It was one of the things that we're always well known for, bringing the Spectre in the second the Haunts off cooldown. You're always hunting, you're always looking for kills. They bring back also the other combination, like running that Darkseer and Earth Spirit together. Synergizes perfectly, a safe invoker for MP to come, and then Febi's Ancient Apparition is almost like the ice on the cake.
Definitely. Some sad stats being brought up about anti-mage performance so far, but that was in pretty tough matchups as well. teams that are going to have a hard time. Playing against OG, for example, that's almost an auto lose, right? For you.
The stats in this case do lie.
They always lie.
Don't tell them the hardest stat. You crush his soul. All right, so LGD, we get to go into our laning phase. We have this roaming Enchantress, which is going to be coming out from September. It's actually not in the hands of, MMY, sorry.
MMY likes his Disruptor a lot.
Yeah.
He played it before, he's going to play it again. He has the boots first as well, so it's going to be quite annoying here for Darkseer. And Darkseer, let's see if he commits for the experience here. Very normal first creep wave, you have to go in.
I kind of want to also keep my eyes on this top lane. Xiao Wei's being very, very defensive, but MVP committed an extra hero to this, and Dubu, like you can see, he wants to come out from that tree line on the top, and here she goes, the crush comes, Xiao Wei no stun of marble, you got the cold feet, it won't trigger on Xiao Wei. They want to get a better combo there, but Xiao Wei, he'll still take considerable damage.
Yeah, it still deals decent damage, but it's just that nerf to Earth Spirit. It doesn't combo that easily. You have to put down the cold feet first, and then land the roll, so it's a gamble. And it's so expensive. It's 150 mana to get one cold feet off.
Well, mid lane, MP's already going to have a hard time. He's battling up against the elements now. The Wild Wings on the other side of the river, so there's a Tornado right on top of him. Going to give maybe a little bit more comfort here in the mid. He's already feeling pretty uncomfortable. Top lane, again Xiao Wei dropping low. That Spectral Dagger in the attack.
Oh.
It's not enough to get the kill, dropping to 38 HP.
Febby taking some decent damage there as well as the tower.
What a time to smoke gank as well. But Forev, he's actually going to break the smoke with his position. He sees the Enchantress. They understand he's there, but what does Forev even do about this? What does MP even do about this? He's still got a damn Tornado on his back.
Well, you just don't die, I think. That's the happy part.
Observers down. They're trying to wrap around. So the Iron Shell's over on Forev. The stun's on the MP. There's not much support. It's a temp. Now he can't get away with the Cold Snap. The Iron Shell burn. MP still not a healthy man with the Tornado. The pick up and throw down the Fast Blood. It goes the way of MVP. The Centaur is still on the run, but thanks to Forev. Now having Surge up and running, he'll be able to push his Invoker away to safety.
Impressive that it managed to get him there with a level 1 Iron Shell, in fact. It's not much damage, but enough to bring him down. And very squishy.
Well, Enchantress is also only level 1 and sitting behind a tier 1 tower with no support available. Like, what's maybe going to do? Blink forward and then Shadow Strike?
He didn't know that Darkseer was the one to break the smoke. He thought maybe that was Invoker who broke it. So he just got caught in a bad position. And Darkseer, after that kill, gonna be pretty happy to just go and farm up jungle a little bit here.
You're still gonna be happy if you're LGD. Like, what's happened to MP in this mid lane is nothing but crushing. You're sitting at a 16-9 CS maybe versus a 5-2 Invoker.
It's a queen getting help from Enchantress. Yeah, most powerful lane.
Top lane, they're gonna go again, this time over on Xiao Wei, and he is dropping down low, but it's not enough to find the kill. The Fairy Fire gets expended.
The neutrals were merciful that day. Did not hit him with the Hellcar Blast. If he did, he would probably have died there.
And the blasting MVP instead.
Yep, he's on the side of LGD, this Tormentor.
Well, Xiao Wei, similar scenario to game number 1 around the 3-minute mark, able to survive, runs all the way back to base, heals up, comes back out again. It still results in MVP not losing, LGD still not losing their offlaner.
Yeah, it stays alive, but having to back all the way to base is still painful. It's almost as bad as dying, honestly. At least you don't give away anything, but for yourself it hurts.
Well, they're coming up to top lane. The Dire Observer was too far away to actually scout this one out. They dropped down a sentry, worried they're being watched. Febby will move over. Now he actually gets, okay, he sees both the Satyr as well as the Enchantress.
Well, it's not creeps that were meant to really gank, it's just take control of the lane. And he has one more Wild Wing Ripper available over there as well.
But while you do this, you still have to be mindful about the Earth Spirit. Like, he's rotating around, you understand the Enchantress up on the top, so MP can finally feel a little bit more confident in that mid lane.
A low-level Earth Spirit won't really kill off a Queen mid, for example, and Anti-Mage will also not die to it, so there's really only top lane, but now you have so many creeps, the Slardar is feeling pretty safe under a help here of Zep. So very smart rotation by LGD. And so far the farm advantage is going their way. Spectre is keeping up with Anti-Mage, but Invoker, as you said, is still trailing.
This is an Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage is a ticking time bomb. Like, if Spectre finds kills on the first Horns, then it's going to be great for him. But if Aggressive is able to get a decent timing on that Battle Fury, like, what does MVP really do to stop it? There's no bounties, there's no Nexus, which you can be looking through the jungle, ready to initiate, and then they get a straight follow-up. It's like, how do you actually stop the Anti-Mage?
And that's what I'm wondering as well, because they went Quas Wex, and I know MP always plays fast.
This is a good opening right now for Dubu. He kind of needs to kick him up, and that's exactly what he does. The boulder forward, the Iron Shell damage is also on top of Dubu, so September having a hard time getting away from this one. With Vortex and Surge, you can say goodbye to the Enchantress and MVP. Now 2 kills to their name.
That's a good kill, but they did rotate a lot of people to bring down an Enchantress. But she's gonna be dead for a while, not able to gank top at least, giving some more breathing space to Spectre. I want to touch back on this point that they always play the Crossflex Invoker, and against Anti-Mage, you're going to lack the damage to bring him down, I think. Unless your Orchid timing is amazing, but looking at the CS right now, this is not going to be an early Orchid or anything from the Invoker.
No, it's not. In fact, may get the opposite from Maybe. And MP and Maybe, they go off together. Tornado, they just trade off the damage. Maybe still has his Sonic Wave. So MP's got to give that a little bit of respect, but it's also a 1k HP Invoker because of the early Null and Bracer on him.
Extremely tanky build, but that's why he plays this aggressive, to try and bring him down. His HP low, so he's within burst range. Getting the rune as well here. No rune control coming out from MVP. Stacking creeps instead, farming with the Iron Shell.
They're just trying to hit that nice little timing of their own. Be ready for when Spectre is able to pick up the Haunt, which is actually fairly soon. He's just about to crack level 6.
I just wonder who they're going to go for. They need to get some more levels, I feel, but they do have level 3 on Earth. So Silence and Stun available. Maybe they could bring down the Queen of Pain.
And maybe, does he even see... Okay, he actually has an Observe Ward behind the tower. Now, this doesn't see Dubu straight up. There's your EMP burn. Nice Silence, boulder forward. Maybe the control is absolutely perfect from MVP.
That was well executed. Nice smoking.
The fact that also the angle he came up from, like there was the contest for the bottom room before. Zhao Wei, he keeps running further and further up. Kuro doesn't have the mana to Spectral Dagger over, so he actually has to cut through with a Quelling Blade and then come down to Zhao Wei.
He's just doing this when he sees the rotation towards mid, and this is going to bother Spectre, slightly lowering her ease of farming. Just taking any chance he can.
The fact that Zhao Wei always wants to bring the attention of the supports back up to top lane. It keeps them off the anti-mage.
That's the key, and Queen now trying to get the first rotation here with her ulti. Knows that there's a low HP AA, but she wants the Spectre. No Haunt up, can't get away. Not really gonna bring in Zhao Wei though.
They're waiting.
It's too obvious if he just runs there, so...
Now wait till Kuro comes back underneath the tower, and then you just need a crush.
Yeah, they'll go on the tower.
It also bought time for Zhao Wei to hit that amplification, so he just cracked his level 6 too.
The fact that Queen is not farming mid, but Enchantress is, it's gonna set it off though.
Yeah, bottom lane, Farev trying to surge himself away. MMY is going to be ready for the glimpse, but Dubu and MP have rotated down, so they're going to go on MMY. Aggressive may have a little bit of time to attack into Farev, but then Farev just loops around, is ready to punch MMY down. MP will take the kill.
MVP being the ones getting the better rotation here. Really good read of the game so far. 4 for nothing.
When a smooth time to come down, like we talked about, like the inability to put pressure onto Aggressive because of what's happening up on that top lane, but now you have 4 heroes on the bottom. They get the Tornado over on Aggressive. Surge forward from Farev with a call snap. Aggressive makes it to the tree line. They pull him back, and Aggressive is dropping. He'll blink into the tree line. He's actually having to cut his way out of the trees. MMY still with Glimpse of Marble. Going to cancel that TP. Farev will drop the wall down. At least got a couple of copies to work with, and the Sonic Wave committed by Maybe. No risk Dota. He needs that kill to clean up MVP's hopes to keep that fight going.
He had to. He was taking so much damage from the Iron Shells, the illusion. Just had to get them off him there. And we might still see a tornado here. Not gonna hit.
Maybe he's far enough away. But this forces Aggressive now out of the lane, so he's not easily farming. But while this happens, the man who is obviously looking for his Blink Dagger is the initiation. Like the primary initiation of LGD2. Zhao Wei getting to that Blink Dagger timing. He was a beast with it in game number 1. And MVP need to keep him in check for game 2.
And I actually think that is the more important timing. Yes, Anti-Mage getting his items really early is always going to be a threat. And people get very scared of the super early Battle Fury, but if they don't get items on Slardar, then Slardar and Queen are not going to be able to work together and control the game. And that's when Anti-Mage can't farm. So it's a little bit of a trick who you're going to focus.
They're coming again down to the bottom lane. The smoke up by Dubu as well as Farev. Farev's already put the Iron Shell over on Dubu, but they need Vision over on Aggressive. Now they claim it. Febby is a very, very long way up, and with the Iron Shell damage going on the Radiant Creep Wave, like Aggressive's already going to fight underneath his own Tier 1 tower. He understands.
Yeah, he's going to stick very far back here in the smoke.
Are they going to bump into LGD?
Both of them are smoking right now. This tense.
LGD is actually headed over towards Roshan at the moment, and they're actually pinging over towards the pit. They're surrounded on multiple sides. Okay, now they come down to the bot lane. They're going to loop all the way around and find Febby. The blink forward, and Febby is down. So the Ancient Apparition is lost, but the Darkseer as well as this Earth Spirit, who've been farming up inside the Radiant jungle, could be in a lot of safe position. They pinging perfectly. They understand he's there. The glimpse on Dubu. The boulder down. Pushes him closer towards maybe, but aggressive right in the mark. The kick back from Dubu trying to create a little bit more space, but it won't happen. It'll be September who takes the double kill.
Yeah, double kill for him and double damage rune for Maybe. And all while this is happening, Slardar just happily farming away, getting so much done.
He's having a great time. Also notice too the build that MP's going like it's full on tank. No Hand of Midas. He's now completed up his drums, which just flew out in the courier.
I think that's a good way of playing. He has to be strong enough to fight early on. If it went Midas, it would be too greedy of a draft, I think, with the Spectre and the Invoker. But this is better, just trying to fight. He's now joining up his team in a smoke gang here.
Yeah, here they come again. This almost has to be a play for MVP to also control the Radiant jungle. If they can get rid of that tier 1 tower, they take away the position of aggressive. Now MP, well, the smoke will break, but yeah, they understand just how far they've gone in.
Maybe they could have gone with the A ulti coming in. They might have brought him down, but such a dangerous dive though. And they know exactly where they are. He's standing under a ward right now, MP.
It's not a long way. So now aggressive farms up the mid while you rotate 4 heroes from LGD to the top. Xiao Wei now is at 2k gold, so that Blink Dagger is almost there.
Right now, there's a lot of reactive Dota coming out from MVP. They have to look at where LGD are going and then farm there.
They control the Radiant jungle, and now LGD. Maybe he's going to break his smoke, triggers off his double damage, and this will now mean the tier 1 tower in the mid lane will belong to LGD.
They do not want to give away that tower for free, though.
They're pinging out. They understand the Dubu's in the neighborhood. The Ice Blast on its way in. It's going to hit pretty nicely on the Enchantress as well as overall. Maybe the kick is perfect. And now with the Spectral Horn coming over, the Tornado doesn't catch anybody, allowing Maybe to blink his way out. MP's in a little bit of trouble. September is just pummeling the Impetus into him until QO comes over. Until then, there you go. The Mana Void is a 1-for-1 trade-off. There's an Invoker for an Enchantress for the extra stun on QO. Xiaowei wants to go further. Blinks on cooldown for 3 seconds. Simon Dubu waiting in the tree line for the perfect moment. Xiaowei kick back, locked inside the wall. Say goodbye to Xiaowei. Dubu wants to boulder himself up and away from aggressive as well as MMY. The Thunderstrike is still on him and aggressive. Quite aggressively TPing himself, blinking himself up into the jungle. They want to keep fighting here by the looks of it. LGD. QO is surrounded by 3 heroes. Forev needs help, but the Ice Blast actually back off cooldown. Maybe he's going to get hit by it, and he does. He's so low. QO needs one attack. He's going to get it too. The wall is down, forcing him to fight with QO. Burning down MMY.
Oh, the whiff on the Queen ulti. He doesn't get it. So hard to land it when the enemy is right next to you, just duking left and right. Actually much easier when they're at a little bit of a distance. Hard fight there for LGD as they try and take it, but that waiting in the tree line really turned that fight around. Because Xiaowei got caught out on his Slardar and just died immediately.
I'm surprised they didn't even see Dubu.
Yeah, I thought he saw him.
Yeah. Maybe he just blended with a rock wall. He is the master of it.
I suppose so. He must have been standing around the corner a little bit because there was no ping or anything.
This is the danger zone now for LGD. It's MVP running what we know MVP loves to run best. It's a Spectre with early aggression. That early earn phase boost now up to a Yasha. 2 kills, 3 assists, 0 deaths. It's all about the momentum here of the Spectre, and it can just keep going. Because MVP won't let up. They want to be aggressive. They want to attack, and this will create space for heroes like the Invoker to get back on top of the net worth too.
And the playing field is very leveled out right now. All the cores are very similar in terms of the gold. A little bit more gold on LGD supports, but that doesn't really matter for MVP. You don't need so much gold for an Earth Spirit to do a lot. Nubu, River, wow.
Earth Spirit getting caught out. The Storm is down. He had nowhere to really go. The EMP Tornado comes a little bit too late there from MP. And there's nowhere to really just like counter-initiate into that. It was still another 10 seconds until Spectral Haunt came back off cooldown. So QO wasn't going to go and fight for that.
At least he got down the ward, and it wasn't really pinged out, it seems. So maybe it doesn't get dewarded here. No, Sentry's coming out. They're getting rid of it.
Aggressive, that Battle Fury timing is practically now.
Yeah, he's very close to it.
Top lane, that Ice Blast. Xiaowei and September getting hit by the back of the kick! Now that was spectacular.
That A ulti just making all the difference as well. So much extra burst. The enemy's just shattering.
It's slick initiation from MVP. Forev, the perfect positioning too.
This is going to be a test. How hard can you carry with Anti-Mage, I think. Because this early game is not going so well. He is farming away at a decent pace, but still 15 minutes and Battle Fury is not completed.
Yep. It's going to become a lot harder as well for the supports of LGD. Like, as QO gets bigger and bigger, when this mana style gets done, Disruptor having a chance to get his combo off during the fight is also dropping drastically, because Spectre can just jump on the back line. And there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like, he ulties to the heroes.
It becomes very hard for heroes like Disruptor, when the Spectre gets a Manta style in particular, and she's going for it, then you just die all the time. They're going off, maybe. They're trying to set up with an A ulti, but is he gonna walk too close? MMY?
They're thinking about it. There's your boulder forward. MMY initiated the perfect kick silence. And say goodbye, Disruptor. Xiao Wei. Okay, with September, that's a lot of damage. The back into the tornado. Just creating space. This was only meant to keep Dubu alive and aggressive. Now he wants to run. For Rev, surging himself away. Xiao Wei wants to go again. He'll get the crush over on for Rev. The kick actually trying to buy a little bit more space. Unable to do so. And now they move over to MP.
They're on the
LGD, they want to try and play aggression against aggression. DP support's on the way from MVP. They need more help. MP's losing mana. Heavy on the front lines. There's across the Ice Blast. It catches out 2 heroes. But there's just no more control for MVP. Spectral Horn is still on cooldown, hence QO could not come to help.
2 massive kills there as well. Definitely worth the rotation there. Good call by LGD to just bring in the Anti-Mage and fights.
Maybe this is the whole thing, that you have to fight while Spectral Horn's on cooldown. When MVP don't have, I don't want to say the big combo, because they've still got very simplistic combos, which are able to control up LGD.
It's not just that, it was also the AA ulti being down. You can't really fight so easily if your MVP don't have AA ulti, don't have Spectre to jump. Who really sets off the fight then? Earthspirit can go in, but he doesn't have so much support then. So well done here by LGD, and starting to farm up the enemy jungle a little bit. Queen getting pinged out. She is going for the Orchid Rush. Doesn't have it quite yet. Some 600 gold away.
And that's really going to pay off. She'll at least have some time before MP, like if he is deciding to go for something like a Yule Scepter, before he's able to get that, because he is now going into the Hand of Midas.
Yeah, going back for the Hand of Midas is very common on the Crossflex Invoker. Just getting fight ready first, and then going back for the level advantage.
MMY. MP's running down. He's going to see him quickly, but he's not going to be able to reach him, even with a tornado.
MMY gonna slip away for once.
They sentry, but it's too far away. So Dubu put down his own Observer Ward, which just got scattered out by LGD. They pinged it instantly. So
he's had such a hard game as well in MMY, so good for him that he gets away there.
Well, this game feels fairly close. Right now, LGD, they have the small advantage after that big run. They have about 3k in the net worth, about 4k in the experience.
But you talked about the ticking clock of Anti-Mage before. I want to mention that Spectre is now 2.2k gold. When she has that Manta style, her fighting abilities just, they skyrocket. She gets so strong.
They just need to get to that point. MVP is still looking for some kind of opening. Moving 4 heroes through the Radiant jungle. Now, in fact, they will push into the opening, but I don't know if that Observer Ward actually saw them when they smoked up. Okay, yeah, Anti-Mage is now just even more richer. I swear Black has got to be sitting there with a huge grin on his face.
Yeah, he's happy when he sees the top net worth. It's right there.
Well, here they come. Xiao Wei is going to cross over the river with September, and they may lose their lives for this decision, because MVP wrapping around the back, the boulder forward. They find September, they get the stun, but then again, Xiao Wei caught in the middle of the 2. They'll get a 3-man crush. Tornado flies through. Xiao Wei should die from the fall. Febi's right behind him with the Ice Blast. There's no way for Enchantress to survive either. No Ancients to deny to. They just got farmed up by the AM. So MVP catching another 2 heroes, but again, it's the Slaughter, it's the Enchantress, and there's QO with a 2-minute cooldown ultimate.
They just make so great use of the Haunt. Every single time that they go for a rotation, bring in everyone in this form of just AA ulti coming in, and Earthspirit is doing a good job initiating here. Dubu really pulling through.
How are you actually even meant to use the Orchid Queen of Pain? When MVP, such a tight, close group at all times, how do you even use the Orchid? Do you use it more as a controller against the Earth Spirit when he comes in?
No, I think it's just a follow-up. When you get the initiation, because that's what we need to look to. LGD fighting when Spectre ulti is on cooldown. If Slaughter goes in first, you can follow up and silence any targets. That seems to be the most worth right then. Very often Invoker, sometimes AA though. If you can see AA and he hasn't ulted yet, that's a great silence.
MP?
None of the carries have died so far in this game, both of them rocking that 0 on the death score. And this could be just a straight up Radiance by QO. As he hasn't finished up the Manta style, I think it might be. And against weak heroes like Enchantress, Disruptor, Oh god, does the game become hard when Iron Shell Spectre with Radiance comes in?
It's like, hey, AM, you want to start doing some damage as well during the fight? Would you like to have to fight BKB all the time?
Gonna be hard. And they look like they want to smoke up here. They have the Blink Dagger. MVP on Darkseer.
The jump initiation.
They push out mid. They actually don't have a... What's their timer on the smoke? They don't have one ready. But they're still gonna go most likely. They just like ganking all the time.
The relic just got purchased by Kuro. However, getting yourself caught inside the tree line's not great. Spirit just has to commit his boulder to break Kuro free.
What a buddy.
It's also because Kuro, for one of the very rare times, Spectre is not walking around with a quelling blade.
He prioritized the poor man's shield. Just more safety. I think it's a good call here as well.
Bottom lane, Kuro with an Iron Shell on him.
Spectre ulti is up again as well, so LGD didn't find a window there to do anything when Spectre didn't have ulti.
Yeah.
They in fact got nothing, and soon the timing is going to be really, really hard for LGD. As the Radiance completes, they just have to split push all the time.
Wishing the best of luck with that. Finally, MVP put down a secondary sentry and found that Observer Ward. Was able to save the anti-mage before. He may have stayed around for like another creep wave, and then MP could have got the initiation on him, but doesn't happen.
Talking about aggressive on this anti-mage, just completed the Manta style now. Can buy up the recipe if he wants.
Just
and they're perfectly drawing where the enemy are here. Of course, aggressive pushing up mid.
MVP, keep the rotation going. How long does LGD want to stick around here? Maybe showing himself on the lane. September puts an aggressive Observer Ward behind the tier 2 tower.
And
are they going to get there in time? Febby gets... Oh, he doesn't see enough. We're still running around in night time. MP's going to miss the tornado. Flies a long way forward. But they'll still find September. Even with the sprites up, he cannot survive through this one. They're going to Spectral Horn up. They find Jiao at the tree line. The back will cancel the TP out. And MVP
again.
find themselves another kill, but it's again the same combination. They keep killing off time and time again. This Slardar and Enchantress. For Slardar, Xiaowei still got 4 Staff and Blink Dagger. The Enchantress may not have as much, but Xiaowei's still got as much as he wants, as he needs for items.
It's got delayed the BKB so much though for Slardar. And if Enchantress doesn't pick up items, she does get to a point where she's just a freebie for the Spectre every time she ultis. So if she picks up a Diffusal, Ench is just dead.
It may slow down her his BKB, but aggressive still has that Overclock coming out through. And now aggressive Cold Feet. They're trying to force the blink out, which allows MP to fight. An Ice Blast, well, it gets the chill on him, but they do inflict a hell of a lot more damage. Tornado off the mark, as aggressive was able to blink away quickly down into the tree line.
He's gonna keep that 0 death score. And Dubu dropping down a ward here that does see MMY walking in. Bringing it out, they want to kill him. Spectre ulti is on cooldown though.
Yeah, they've got another minute until that comes off cooldown. But at least the upside for Kuro is the fact he's got the Radiance done, and MMY, the jump in, there it is on him. Dubu finds the kill and maybe just blinks away, leaving his teammate for dead. They may go for more. The drum charge was triggered by MP, but they lost the vision of Maybe.
Maybe has in fact not gotten a single Orchid rotation since the time he picked it up. It's not an easy kill anywhere on an MVP.
It seems like one of those weird items too, because normally, like, this isn't the rule of the Orchid. You pick this when you're ahead and you know you're going to always, like, get the upper hand at the start of a fight.
Well, they were very confident going into this
bottom lane. QO and aggressive, battling it out. Maybe you get the first kill if that Mana Void can connect while the Ice Blast hits the back line. May dissuade Maybe from coming and joining the engagement.
Probably just going to back off here and heal up a little bit with Ench. But LGD, we have the benefit of sitting right next to these teams when they're drafting. We can see them in the booths, and they look so happy, LGD.
Yeah, they were
drafting.
laughing and joking around during the fight. Oh, hello. You could be very happy if you get away with this. Slip inside the pit. And as MVP, they are they're so close. But do they even read this? The Observer Wall gets put up on the hillside. Febby, he's walking over. He's walking over. The Vortex is down. They understand that Roshan's being done. The ball to force. Spectral Horn. The kicks on September. And the back of the wall. They need to get more. In fact, the Ice Blast flies even further. He'll hit on aggressive. Duo's right behind him. They find the kill. They stop the Roshan. And Roshan at half-life. MVP may even try and finish this now.
Oh, definitely. That's an easy job for them now with 2 dead. Anti-Mage out of the picture. MVP are looking like they can do this.
Oh, the danger zone. LGD, they try to slip a fresh one underneath MVP's carpet. And now is the Aegis, the Immortal, into QO. MVP, they may for the first time with these deaths, as well as the space created, have the gold advantage for the first time in this entire game. The experience take a little bit longer to reach him, but
it's also just the advantage of being able to do what you want now. Aegis onto the Spectre, that's when the push really starts. And if you get these tier 3 towers, it's not going to be easy for Anti-Mage to split push and farm, because it's so far away, your backup from your team is not going to be quick.
Kuro is now also the only hero on the map that has not died. The Anti-Mage, his first death took 25 minutes to get, and Kuro's still got the extra immortal insurance up his sleeve. Not to mention, you've got Greaves over on Forever as well, so good luck jumping in for the Orchid for that, but it's just keeping everyone on MVP alive. The Aghanims is rapidly approaching for MP. There goes the tier 2 tower to boot.
And Greaves is such a good counter item to Slardar, not just because you can remove the amplified damage on yourself, but just when people go low HP, getting that burst of armor from Greaves can really keep them alive sometimes.
This actually feels a little similar to game number 1, but the shoe being on the other foot. Like in game number 1, we never really felt the effect of the Templar Assassin. Right now, I'm not even really feeling the effect of maybe. Like, he picks up this Orca, but nothing really happens with it. You picked up the Blink Dagger on the TA, but nothing really happened with it.
I think this has to be probably his most silent performance in any of the games that we've seen him play. And I don't blame him. It's just MVP being ahead of time. Every single gank, they're always there a little bit faster. And executing well with their ultimates.
Well, it's a little easy to be there when you're also running a Spectre. She's always there. As long as you take the fight when the ulti's back off cooldown, which in 3 seconds time, it's going to be there every 2 minutes. MVP is ready to engage.
Arcane Rune for Invoker, definitely a good time to look for any sort of fighting. I think they should keep pressuring for tier 2 tower. No reason to be scared here if you MVP. Because LGD, while they do have some ulti combo, it's not that fearsome.
They have the vision, or do they? The Observer will plan down by LGD, so they see a little bit deeper over, but there's still that MVP Ops, which is just to the left of where their current position is, just the tree line of that mid lane. So if LGD want to come into their own jungle, MVP will know about it instantly.
I'm also very curious by why he puts so many points into stats on Anti-Mage in this game. There's a massive amount of magic damage on MVP, and he has only 2 points in Spell Shield. That surprises me a lot. We'll have to consult with Black.
Yeah, we will consult the Book of Black after after the game.
See if he approves or not.
For now, MVP. They're now staring down the barrel of that tier 2 tower. They want to fight. Like, you want to fight. BKB gets completed over on the Queen of Pain, so maybe we'll have that for the next engagement. But that may also not be enough.
Well, it's going to mitigate a lot of the mentioned magic damage, but at this point, it's not the Queen that's going to be dying first. It's all the supports melting to Spectre. Always the impact from the Spectre. She kills your weak ones first.
They can see, like, when Xiao Wei comes out like that, it almost feels like he's baiting Dubu's initiation from the high ground.
Q is so buffed up. Iron Shell and Alacrity, he's just a monster.
Yeah. You don't want to fight into this, and that's why Queen of Pain's pushing out the top lane. Like, she's actually pretty close to killing off that tier 2 tower if MVP do not TP back. And do MVP, like, you're 28 minutes in, you still have the Aegis Immortal, so you put Q on the front lines, you want LGD to initiate just like that. Xiao Wei getting cold snapped up, he'll force out himself away to safety. The tier 2 tower was lost on the top lane for MVP.
They can enchant the illusions of QO. Pretty strong way of fighting this push, but
not a bad thing to have too, having that BKB already over on the Anti-Mage. They jump in. QO going to lose this Aegis pretty quickly and aggressive. Triggers the 10-second BKB. QO is still in front of that tier 3 tower with the Disruptor Storm up. QO just walks his way out the kick. MNY and Xiao Wei, they've got nothing to give this fight. The Mana Blast is not enough. And QO, well, the Ice Blast flies forward. 2 already on the sidelines. You lost QO, however. How much more damage can you do? Maybe Xiao Wei, that Magnetize. He's ticking. 40, 27, still alive. Still alive. And no! Dies behind the fountain. 3 heroes gone for LGD, and MVP, even without the Spectre, they'll bring down the tier 3 tower. They'll get the buyback out now from Xiao Wei, and MP, do you want to stick around? You want the melee racks. I think now they have to understand, you got your buyback, you got your victory in the fight. Or maybe they don't. Baram, the jump, the boulder forward, the kicks over on September. You thought they were pulling out, but they put it straight back in again. Maybe still on the front lines to screen the Sonic Wave. He got silenced. He can't get the ulti off. They were full gripped up. The Ice Blast as well. It won't connect perfectly. Remember, they're still here for the racks. They want the melee if it's possible to get it. MP starts the attack again. Sonic Wave is preparing. MVP is pretty gripped up. 2 heroes hit by the Deafening Blast and the kick. Xiao Wei! He's almost gone! Behind the tier 4 towers. They got the melee racks too. Forev just wants to run away. The back into the kick. The kick a little bit off target there from Dubu. MVP, bail, bail, bail.
They have to get out at this point, but they got a dive back from the Slardar. They got the racks, and Queen Ulti was committed, which is a massive cooldown. The Slardar didn't have his blink ready. When the Queen ulted, he could not blink in because the AA ulti was still on him. A little bit of a miscommunication there by LGD when they were stressed for defending their racks.
And that control timing, though, like if that Sonic Wave connected all of them too.
They're playing very well around Forev on his Darkseer. He's doing so much in this game. The vacuums are beautiful. He's tanky enough to be there in the front line.
It's also the synergy, and this is what we always expected from MVP. There's a reason why this team is like out of all the players you have, if you put in your compendium predictions, a team with the most amount of assists, MVP is like #1 by a superior margin. Because I want to give a big flag to Dubu. I know we've had some great plays coming out from the Darkseer, but that Earth Spirit is always there to follow up, always there with a
They also
silence,
had that
big
super
problem.
long game with like 6 Helm of Dominators, so you get a lot of assists
that also
when that happens, Toby.
Hey, I'm not saying they're not good stat patterns. But MVP, it's the way they play. It's just a great team effort all round.
You also saw the power, though, from LGD. The way they brought down the Spectre twice there was really impressive, and they did that without even having an Abyssal. So Anti-Mage going for the Butterfly first here, and then I can only imagine he's going to go back for the Abyssal Blade to have some control on who he kills. And,
I suppose, yeah, we still have to keep that nut brain, don't we? Aggressive is still at 17k net worth over on this anti-mage.
never count him out.
You can't count him out, but you might better count the rest of his team out. He can't defend racks, it's just a one-man army. That doesn't work, especially when his BKB drops lower and lower. There's going to be more and more disabled. The Invoker building in for what I can assume is a side device is his next primary item. And once he has that, then the BKB may not matter for aggressive.
You may say that, but...
Aggressive starts his TP right in front of the blinking Darkseer.
You may say that about the one-man army anti-mage, but it really gives me flashbacks to TI5. We saw some amazing one-man armies there.
But a lot of that anti-mage was all about like the jumping behind the lines, keeping the split push going, and having the team which has to 5-man push down a lane to win a game, having to fall back and always look behind them. You're running one of the best heroes against that. You're running a Spectre. Can stay in the lane, can keep the push going, even with the Mantis, can push out with the Radiance, and then just Spectral Haunt, you're instantly into the thick of the fight. Not even having to worry like a Tinker, like having to have a creep.
Big move. And good rune to find as well, the Illusion rune for Anti-Mage.
Can they find the opening? Spectre Illusion comes over. They don't see anything because they're still under the cover. Actually, maybe can't get through. He's locked here. The creep actually blocks it. Maybe can't jump just yet. And Xiaowei does, but it's over and Illusion's now the Spectral Haunt reveals it all. The back, the 3-man wall, the Ice Blast coming in through. Oh, LGD! They weren't ready for this one. They thought they may have had the position, but it doesn't end up. The creep camp works against them. The block maybe not even get the front line, and Xiaowei can't get the initiation he really wanted to either. And MVP, they do pull their combo for the 2 supports, but they're so strong they can push the tier 2 tower and maybe even inflict damage to the tier 3.
The Spectre Radiance Illusions walking out there messed with the initiation so much. Slardar had to try and position himself so he could jump in first. Didn't happen though. Queen blinks in, got revealed. Oh, and now they're facing one of the toughest high ground pushes. This is going to be hard to hold.
Oh, this is so difficult. At least they don't have to worry about the Spectral Haunt, but that's a Reaver over on QO. They cannot afford to get kicked. They cannot afford to get back walled. Marev, there's one back. There's Ice Blast coming in. You can already say goodbye to the Queen of Pain. A straight buyback. Xiaowei's low and aggressive. Triggers the Manta. That Mana Void does minimal damage. And in fact, with the Glimpse back, they might be able to find the kill over on MP. He drops the meteorite down. The time is there with a follow-up kick. They may have enough damage. Aggressive. They can't walk out through the ice wall. It's just MVP moving forward. Anti-Mage will have to buy back as well, but you still again MVP. They claim the melee racks. Aggressive. He wants to jump forward. He knows he has to. He hates off that ancient apparition with a 4-star TP out. He'll survive. QO is back inside the base. He already finds 1 kill over on the Earth Spirit. The front line doesn't work.
He's just running out now as well. He's getting glimpsed though.
Yeah, bring him back. Another party to be had. Aggressive wants to go. He doesn't have mana points. They have a stun. They have damage. No, they don't. They got nothing.
No stun, Toby. No stun.
Melee Rax is lost in mid-range as well. You've only got basically an injured Rangetrax on top for LGD. And the top net worth again belongs to MVP Spectre, above that of the Anti-Mage. QO is about to actually pick up his heart too. So when he disengages like that, he's going to regenerate back up to full. That's 3k HP you have to get through on the Spectre.
And we can also see it just looking at the gold dipping so hard right now. MVP getting really far ahead, and Roshan being up. This is going to be an Aegis that they easily want to have.
they're not brilliantly fast at killing off Roshan, not like LGD is at least.
It's about the Invoker. He helps a lot when he's there. If they get Invoker there for Alacrity, Force Spirits, it's going to speed it up.
MP is ghost walking his way out, but look at LGD coming over. MMY wants to look through the front of the pit. The Observer and Sentry is down. That Scouter Dubu walking into the pit. Roshan down to 2/3 of his life. LGD is bringing over the Anti-Mage too. They're bringing everybody. They want to try and contest this MVP.
Could be
They
big.
battled at LGD at this exact same location. Will it happen? You got the triple crush out from Xiao Wei with the silence as well. The Sonic Wave committal. Her Spear is down. The back wall is causing troubles, not to mention just the power of this Spectre with the illusions behind. He wants to kill off September. The illusions may just burn through him anyway.
Oh, no.
Forever is up. They're looking for the opening. The Ice Blast is flying in. You can pop MMY. You'll lose a Slaughter as well. Maybe he's on the run because MP's right behind him. QO is also coming in to join the fight.
man.
They're right behind maybe. Burn Dry, maybe Hex up. We've got Bar on a spit right now. And GG, MVP will force us into a decider game between LGD.
And it's somber looks right now. If you look into LGD's booth, they really underestimated